how did you both get started as dancers?
I
The
think
short version.
The short version. For me, it was my mom who took me to a dance competition, and I was growing up in a very cold place. So were you, but
Siberia, that would be.
yes, that's so far away and so cold. That walking into that theater and seeing something completely different to what I used to see got me really, really excited. All those lights, music I've never heard before.
The girls.
Yes.
Well, that's the biggest one, biggest reason.
Lights.
No, I just remember it was February, and it was so cold outside, and then you walk inside, and suddenly it's like, whoa, completely different place. Plus the girls, of course.
Yeah.
I started when, actually it was in the summer, and I went to summer camp, and my grandma took me to see this ballroom competition, and I saw the sparkles, and that was it.
Yeah.
Also girls, right? The sparkles were on girls.
Yes,
Yes.
all the
So,
sparkles, dresses, and I was hooked.
Yeah.
we
That
have
was it
very
for
similar
me.
motives. Yeah.
That was where I got hooked on Strictly, the costumes.
Yeah.
Yes, and since then, I think that was your favorite thing about dancing,
Yes.
the sparkles,
Yeah.
Sparkles.
or anything else. What do you like about dance?
What do I like about dance? Wow, that's a deep question, Pasha. I love dance because it honestly the best outlet for me to express what I feel at the moment
Okay.
in time. So you cannot be not in the moment when you're dancing, and I think that is the biggest challenge, but the biggest gift at the same time.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, I think growing up, I really, really enjoyed two things: practicing my dance moves, which would really bring you inwards. You have to be aware of every single muscle in your body in order to
Yeah.
get it right. And then the second part about dancing I enjoyed the most was performing in front of a live audience, because that kind of gave you the energy that you couldn't get anywhere else.
Yeah.
So between those two, you kind of get hooked to dancing, and I'm still am, and maybe that's why we keep going around the country.
I was
Yeah.
about to say,
Countries.
yeah, countries.
Yeah,
Yes, I was about to
countries.
say.
And keep dancing in front of the live audience, because being on TV is amazing, of course.
Yeah.
A lot of people can see you, but nothing will substitute for a one-on-one kind of interaction with
Yeah.
live audience.
Not one show is the same. That's
No.
the beauty of being on tour and actually touring the country, because you have to, it always keeps you on your toes. Because honestly, thus far we've done 55 shows, I think,
Something like that.
and
Wow.
not one show was the same
Just this year.
this year.
Just this year.
But not one show was the same. So it's always different stages, obviously different audience, so the energy is always different. Yes.
Every day is different.
You feel
for
different.
Every
Yes.
single person. You wake up and you feel sometimes inspired, sometimes a little bit under the weather. But once we walked in the theater, once we
Yeah.
set our foot on stage, it changes. We become a completely different people. But also referring to what Anya's saying, each theater has a different character, different personality. I'm not just talking about the walls and the seats.
No.
I'm talking about the audience, and
We love coming back here.
going around the country. We just learned that here in Solihull we've got the best audience in the entire country.
Yes,
Thanks.
we do.
Yes.
Yes, we do. Well, I do remember even coming in from we just arrived, and
Yeah.
you know, when you have 55 shows, sometimes you forget the theater, you forget the backstage. But
Yeah.
then when we arrived today, I actually said, wow, I remember this theater. I
It's-
remember like it was yesterday last year that we were here.
It's hard not to remember our dressing rooms. They're not the best.
I actually didn't remember the dressing rooms, but I remember the stage.
That's good. So is that what you'd say has been the best part of being on tour? the
To-
audiences and
To me,
everything.
the best part of being on tour is interaction with audience, because it's a different energy in the different places. People react differently. Somewhere people a little bit holding back. It doesn't matter if they enjoy it or not. They're holding it back. Well, that didn't come out right.
Hopefully they're not
That's
gonna hold back tonight.
But you can enjoy dancing like quite a reserved way. Like ballroom, you're not meant to be up and jiving along with them, I guess. But-
What kind of ballroom you're talking about? No, we can just start again, I guess, with this one.
Yeah.
The main thing we enjoy the most about dancing, I enjoy the most, is interacting with the audience. And audience are different everywhere. And somewhere
Yeah.
they're a little bit more reserved, somewhere they're a little bit more into your face. It doesn't matter. You can see in their eyes if they're enjoying it or they're
Yeah.
not. So.
Yes. But the best part being on tour and actually creating the tour, it's just being able to tell a story and, like Pasha said, to connect to the audience, and hopefully people will leave inspired and happy.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. They leave standing on their feet and they singing along and
Big
yeah,
smiles.
big smiles. Especially
Yeah.
this year when we're bringing them to Hollywood. It's super exciting for us as
Yeah.
dancers and performers, as well as I'm hoping for them.
Yeah. Well, because being on Strictly, it sort of brings dancing to the masses. Like, I don't know how much I would have thought about dancing if not for having watched it on TV. So would you say being on Strictly is different to being a dancer normally? Or not really?
Like everything else, being on TV obviously opens a little bit different doors for you, and we are huge advocates for dance, and being able to talk about dancing, or not talk about dancing, actually dancing on TV, and expose that art form to a wide audience is quite amazing, because
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know what ballroom and Latin is. I remember there were times when you say, I'm a ballroom dancer, and they would say, oh, you mean ballet? I'm like, no, that's very similar, but
Different.
Very
completely different.
different.
But
Yeah.
now, if you mention ballroom and Latin, everyone knows what it is,
Yes.
and everyone knows exactly what's happening, and it's because of the shows like Strictly Come Dancing,
Yeah.
and of course.
Well, on television, yes, it gives you a huge platform, but it also it's a lot more pressure.
Yeah.
So because if it's live television, tapes live. So basically you have one chance, and as opposed to with tour, we've got 66 shows. So we can do something different the other night in a different theater, but on
Yeah.
live television you've got one shot.
Yeah, but also I wanted to add, if it's outside of TV, being a dancer, you enjoy your own dance career, and there are a lot of dance-related events you can be part of.
Yeah.
But at the same time, exposing dance to more people is that what actually interests me in being on
Yeah.
television.
And speaking of giving opportunities, I think we actually every night we're very excited to have local schools and give them
Yes.
opportunities to perform with us, and you can just see how excited they are and how nervous they are. You know, you just see all sorts of emotions in the backstage, and
Yeah.
just to see the parents watching them, and like Pasha says, every night.
Sometimes parents more excited than kids, though.
Yes, that is true sometimes, but it's
Sure.
it's we're happy that we're able to do that for them, because in the end it's a platform for them to practice, and like Pasha says, every night, every time we as kids stepped out on stage, we would get better, and something like this just pushes them even further.
It's phenomenal getting to dance like alongside you two as a kid. I mean, that would have been my dream as a child. They're very lucky.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for coming and interviewing for me. It's been really, really lovely to meet both of you, and
Thank you.
really fascinating to hear all about your love of dancing. It's nice to hear someone talk about something they're really passionate about. So
Thank you very much for having us, and hopefully we'll come back here many, many more times.
I would love to have you back.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.